has 14 unanswered points, dominant in time of possession. It adds up to a 15-7 halftime lead. MGK just ahead. First up, Kate Burness and the panel.
And James, that panel would be Enoch Mwamba, Davis Sanchez, Milt Seal. As James said, what a second quarter for Saskatchewan in this one. We got ourselves a 15-7 football game. And look, first off, kudos to Trevor Harris. I mean, we talk about efficiency when it comes to the postseason and his statistics. He's already 13-16 in this game, 155 yards, and he has looked good, poised, and certainly a wonderful first half for him. But when it comes to Davis Alexander, this was the biggest story going into the game. How is his hamstring going to hold up? And I think if you're a Montreal Alouette fan and you're looking at the end of that quarter, you're thinking, good, I saw him run and he looked okay. But Ches, when we were looking at some of these plays and slowing them down, you can tell he is really favoring this leg.
Yeah, before we look at that play, you said it before the game. Would they be able to win with Davis the way he is, with not being full strength and athletic? And the question now is, I don't know. Watch this play right before the half, about a minute and a half left. Watch before he throws the ball to Stevie Scott. Stevie Scott's in the flats. He goes to check it down. Watch his right leg. As soon as he releases this ball, watch his right leg. He barely wants to put pressure on the leg. I think another look. Watch his right leg when he releases the ball. He barely wants to put that foot on the ground. Here it is again. Watch his right leg. He barely wanted to put his foot on the ground. That shows, obviously, he's dealing with stuff that we know about. And as I watch this offense, I don't know if they're explosive enough right now versus a really good SAS defense to move the ball. Maybe you look, I don't want to say it right now, we'll see the third quarter how it starts. But you might look at Mac Vance, might give you a little more explosion. It's a possibility.
And that's what we've been talking about all three games, right? Was it really going to happen? I kind of felt like you needed to keep Davis Alexander, but right now it's not looking too good. And the Saskatchewan Roughriders are taking advantage of that. You see what they're doing. They had an interception on a play where Davis Alexander would have connected on this. Tyson Philpott is open, and he still was able to connect with her. You saw the Sales interception, and he was able to connect the interception. This defense by Saskatchewan Roughriders, early on, they weren't fully on, because if you look at Roland Milligan, his eyes were in the backfield, and Tyson Philpott was behind the DBs. But now they're walking in, and they're looking a little bit better and tightening up in the back end. If Davis Alexander can, to your point, physically, he has limitations. This defense is going to start to take advantage.
For the strength to get that ball out, right? He's not going to put enough on to get that ball out.
You need lower body to get the ball deep. And then here's the other thing, too, that before you go. This has been all three a quick game. From an offensive perspective for the Montreal Alouettes, I haven't seen many 5-step, 7-step drops. I can't foresee the second half for him to not have deep drops so he can throw the deep ball.
Before I get to my point, just a quick question. If Saskatchewan comes out and able to score like 10, 15 points in the third quarter, and Montreal can't score anything, do you think Jason Maas thinks about doing something in the fourth quarter?
I think you have to. I think you have to. Give him something, but then you go there.
Yes, and Montreal is down right now, but there's an opportunity where they should have been up. And when you go through the regular season, you say there's usually 4 or 5 plays to decide the game. But when you're in the Grey Cup, every single play is crucial. Every single play has to be approached like it's the most critical play in the game. And this right here by Kavion Ito, that drop interception is equivalent to basically a wide receiver wide open in the end zone. And then this play right here is third down, 3rd and 1. DPI. Now that may be subjective, maybe it wasn't, but it was DPI. And he did drop an interception where he could have thrown in the end zone. So yes, they are down, but they had opportunities where they could have been up. And if they get those opportunities in the second half, they're going to take advantage of it because there is no coming back after these next 30 minutes.
Yeah. And we were talking, you mentioned about the throws, and we talked about it. If you have open receivers and key points in big games, you got to hit it. You might get one play and a half, one play a quarter where you have an open receiver. And that's what we saw early again. Davis Alexander's been absolutely incredible. But he's hurt. That's the reality. Watch another play here. This is the play that they talked about. Watch how open Tyson Philpott is. And again, he's just not able to stay in the middle the way he wants. Tyson Philpott has to step. He needs him there. That's a touchdown. And then the same thing right here. This way, wide open. Get it out. Davis Alexander has plenty of arm. That's an easy throw for Davis Alexander. He catches it, but he underthrows him again. And that's what we're seeing.
The worst thing that can happen right now is we have a long halftime. So their hamstring is going to have even more time time to tighten up. I'm sure he's in the riding the button or
And
something.
you know the Saskatchewan Roughriders are watching this film right now too. Not this particular halftime, but they're like, look at how bad that hamstring currently is. You gotta weigh the difference too. And I respect Davis Alexander for him getting out there and attempting to play on this. But at some point, if it's not good enough, I'm with you. Maybe you go to MBT. James?
Thank you, gang. Leading candidates for MVP so far: Trevor Harris, AJ Ouellette, and Milt Tapp. Not necessarily in that order. Unlike halftime show, MGK, right after this from Winnipeg.